Rich Gonzalez from Prep Cal Track. We are here at the 2024 Nike Cross Nationals. We're here with the coach from Trabuco XC Club during this high school season, Trabuco Hills High School, Dennis Kelly.
Yes.
Coming off a phenomenal state meet where the Mustangs set the all-time California team time record in winning the Division I championship and heading here to Portland
Yes.
to face off against the nation's best. First off, how exciting was that last weekend and the last few weeks?
Wow. You know, league is important to us. This is going to sound, beating El Toro at league finals matters to us.
Mm-hmm.
If you talk to Bob Leach at Redondo High School, beating Miracosta means more to him. He'll tell you. He'll tell you that then. Well, I don't know if it means more than getting on the podium, but my point is, yeah, it started with beating El Toro at league, and then it went to, we really wanted that. CIF matters to us. Matters. I grew up a CIF guy. I went to St. John Bosco High School, right around the Tim McIntosh time, and so I was born and raised in this CIF culture, and the CIF Division I title, which we'd never won before, mattered. It mattered. Corte Santiago beat us last year, and they're a kind of they're a very loud presence around track and cross country, and our girls know Riley Blade and Braylon Combe, and so winning that title meant something to us. It mattered to us, and so we really weren't thinking about state until after CIF and league, as I said. But then state came, and we don't know Buchanan that well. We certainly know the history of Buchanan. I'm talking about personal relationships,
Right.
We don't have personal, but they know, and I kept asking us during the week, and my number one runner would say, Coach, can that grouping there, can they beat us? And I says, Wally, I said, they think they can. That's all I know. That's all I know. But but anyway, so we knew their strengths, our strengths. But we had to hit that day because, in my opinion, they raced well. If you look at how they performed as compared to the Clovis Invite and everything that they do, they raced well. And we just happened to hit that day. We were fortunate, and the cross-country gods were with us, and here we are.
Last weekend at state, Buchanan broke the team time state record.
Right.
But so did you guys, and
Correct.
you guys actually beat them because you guys ran faster.
Correct.
As Brian Weaver said, they held that record for about 5 seconds because that's when your last score basically took that back or took it away from them. Did you ever envision Trabuco Hills would break the team time all-time record?
Did I ever Sure. I guess in the back of my mind, I kept thinking, we look at data all week, and I kept thinking to myself, something? We can do, we can, listen, I knew we ran 90 low in 2023. And I know what we were doing during the season, and I kept thinking to myself, something, if we run right, we can do something special. So the answer is yes.
Wow.
So the answer is yes, I did. Did I make that public? Did I tell you, or did I tell my coaching colleagues? No, because I don't really like to talk in those terms. Promise low, I'm a kind of Lou Holtz guy who promised low and create big things, but I, in the back of my mind, I thought, I wouldn't have never predicted that publicly, but I just knew that we were a better cross-country team than 2023. I thought we were a very good team in 2023, and we were better in 2024. And another thing, the weather, I thought we were blessed with relatively speaking, good weather that day, and we raced early. I wouldn't have minded racing when Jay Serra did, by the way. Yes, he said he had to wait all day. I get that, but I wouldn't. The way that day played out, the weather didn't really change all day, and so anyway, because our girls thought it was a bit cold, But so yes, getting back to your question, I thought we had a shot.
Mm-hmm. It looked like there wasn't much room for error, and the girls nailed it.
True, 100%. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, there wasn't much room for error. Our 5 had to hit, Rich.
Right.
Our 5 had to hit. I don't tell her that. She's 14 years old because I don't. I'm sitting downstairs with family right now and so, have you told your number 5 runner how important? No. No. And she came by listen, I went way down past the mile mark. She was 100th at a mile.
Wow.
In fact, I didn't know she was at 100th until after the race. All I knew was, I turned to my family and I said, we're in trouble. I said, because I knew that there was no way. And then she just had a great last 2 miles. She was like, she was 60th at the 2 mile, and then 30, and then she finished 37th, and then ran 18. She ran the best race of her high school career, her young high school career. She ran 18:16, which was nowhere near Clovis's number 5. They ran in the high 17s. I can't quote it,
Right.
but it was certainly enough for us to hold on to the less than a single-digit victory.
How nerve-wracking was that for you personally, that last mile?
Complete. Well, of course, I'm in this room. I prayed. As I was walking, very short, of course, but no, it was extremely nerve-wracking. It was the longest 8 minutes of my life. It was of my coaching career. It indeed was. I didn't know what was going to happen. The way O'Rourke was announcing, it wasn't even clear at the end. At the very end, who had won, it was much clearer in Walnut. I'm not differentiating between Gardner and O'Rourke, but the way he was announcing it, at the end you couldn't tell who had won at the very end. So, but yes, we were very, very, very happy at the end.
I think that was Tim trying to build the anticipation. And he did.
He did.
So then, the results finally come in, and then you see, boom, you beat Buchanan, which has been the gold standard in recent years.
The gold standard.
Boom, you win Division I. Boom, you break the team time record. What goes through your mind?
It's not Mountain Vista, I'm going to tell you that. It's not. Who was on the bus when we got on our first bus in Port? They were literal. I looked at the Colorado shirts. I go, that can't be them. And I was listening to him talk. I'm going. I turned to Anna. I go, Mountain Vista's right behind us. And of course, there's this. People don't really. People just look at each other here. It's like there's not really like this. Sure, we talk to certain teams and and blah blah. But they just kind of look at each other. So what was, I talk to a lot of coaches that come here who we're not just happy to be here, and we could be just happy to be here. This thing is phenomenal. Seriously,
right.
Phenomenal. From the Nike camp, I could go all the way through. Having access to Cole Hawker today, signing backpacks, where he just stood and talked to the kid, to the girl. They're still blown away by the whole Cole Hawker thing. We're not just happy to be here. But I don't want to look. I've looked at the data. I know where Mountain Vista, and of course it's not just about Mountain, but I don't want us to go there either because there's a lot of quality teams in this race.
Yes.
I could go through it from how deep the team that confuses me is the New York team. I'm confused by them. I'm confused by them. So we're just looking forward to tomorrow. We're looking forward to the competition. We think we're ready to race, but Portland, travel, kids, hotel rooms, all of this noise. Now, it's good noise, don't get me wrong, but this thing is noisy, and I'm being kind of symbolic. I'm not talking about just the music we hear all the time, but this thing is very busy, and there's a fatigue factor, and we're, how will this team react to the fatigue? Of course, everybody goes through it, I get it, but it's all how will we respond tomorrow at 10:05. So we'll see, and I think we're ready.
The just the fact that you mentioned basically so many things going on. The kids have run so well the last few weeks, physically. How seasoned do you think this team is for something like this?
Very.
Really?
Because it starts with Holly. Because iron sharpens iron. I'm going to say, and this kid is, aside from her talent, she sort of indirectly, in a quiet way, demands. She just demands girls being at the best of their ability. As easy as I can say it. And it kind of goes to Millie Bayless, and it goes to DeSormo, and it goes to Sophie Guilfoyle. She just sort of, but it's not like she's it's not that. It's just her day-to-day preparation and her want to. She has a lot of want to. I mean, she wanted those titles, and again, but she doesn't really talk about it. It's just understood. And so, look, you've been around this business a long time. This is not just about now. It's about all the prep. She's just a good preparer, and we've prepared for that. We're prepared. I mean, and of course, a lot of teams have trained. But you asked, how seasoned are we? I believe we're seasoned. I believe because of the leadership that we have, we're ready to go.
All right. Definitely Orange County Championships. When I saw them come to the finish line, I was stunned at how impressive they looked.
And I'll tell you, you gave us a good boy. They even mentioned how much the shout out you gave as they finished. You know. But anyway, go ahead.
And then honestly, they took care of business from then. I mean, each time it's been more and more impressive.
Thank you.
But the cherry on top, that state meet was incredible.
I agree with you. Listen, the sad thing was one thing. I had administration there. It was really, the state thing was kind of it was like we were on a cloud. It was hard. We were just like going, wow. We kind of just said, wow. Because Buchanan, there's an aura about them. There's just the way their girls look the part as far as distance runners. They just look the part. The coach does just as nice a public school track facility as I've ever seen, and he just does a bang up job coaching those kids. You know, we respect the heck out of them. So that was just sort of. And again, we don't know them that well. There's this mystery, you know. There's no mystery with Jay Sarah. There's no mystery with Coach Frazier. Those girls, that's sort of personal. El Toro's personal. And really, Santiago's it's not personal with Buchanan. It's just this allure of Buchanan. And so we went there. Coach, do they train here? I go, do they train here? I go, they can walk here if they want to. You know, so anyway.
Right.
Anyway.
All right. Miss Kelly,
Thank you.
Unfiltered. Great season.